Okay, I think we're recording. All right, so happy Sunday, everybody. Thank you for hopping on. We've got familiar faces on, and I know some more people are going to be hopping on, but I want to really get into this call because this is like a really, really important topic and something that, again, I'm really passionate about it because I feel like so often this is kind of like the number one misconception I think people have about coaching, and it definitely was something about coaching that I was nervous about, held me back from it. And I just hear it a lot, and so I kind of wanted to sort of just like break it down for you guys and make it less intimidating and really like explain to you the power of working this business while doing, working a full-time business. Okay. So first I want to start with recognition. So Shannon and I were just talking about, yes, we have like lots of really awesome things going on. Leah has already helped 3 people this month. So she has hit Success Club. So has Shannon. Shannon has also helped 3 people already. And myself, I have helped 4. So we have, yay! I know, so exciting. So we've got what? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 people's lives so far we have changed, and there's 5 days left in the month. So we have lots more time to change even more lives, and I'm totally going for it. Okay. The next thing I wanted to talk about is our team retreat. So I talked about this already, but I want to bring it up to you again because I am in the process of trying to pick a place to book for November 9th through 11th. So that is going to be our team retreat for everyone who has rank advanced to Emerald. So I am making it, something you have to earn, you guys, because honestly, I feel like, one, you all can do this. Second, I feel like, it's sort of like that, something that's been on my vision board, and I really just want to reward people for the impact that they're making, not only just in their own life, but the fact that they're trying to spread that and they're trying to pay that forward to others. I feel like you deserve to be recognized for that. So I want us all to be able to celebrate together and to learn together and really, kind of just get on this journey together. So I know you all can do this. So know that, you have time to hit this. I want to have everyone get the final numbers by the end of September. So that is plenty of time for everybody because you could hit Emerald in like an hour if you wanted. So anybody who hits Emerald in the next month or so, by the end of September, will be able to earn their spot to this retreat. Everything will be paid for. You just have to get yourself there. Okay. So now the meat of the call. So, all right, the power and part-time is what we were talking about today. So, like I said, I feel like a lot of people think that you can't be successful without working, like when you're only doing this part-time. And you guys, like I started this last June. When I started coaching last June, I was working full-time as a nurse. I wasn't engaged yet. I started coaching 2 months before I got engaged. And like I was crazy busy. I had to do this from day one, working with little pockets of time. Not like hardly any successful coach that you learn from or that you see or look up to, none of them started working this full time. Like everyone starts at the same point, I feel like, where this is a side hustle that becomes their full-time gig. But it all depends on the fact that you utilize your time and that you, do what you need to do to the point where you can earn that freedom of, doing this full time. So I want to give you some mindset and action tips to sort of best help you get out of that, mindset that you can't do this, because you totally can. My number one tip is to be present. So whatever you're doing in that moment, do that. Okay. So all of us, many of us, like all of us work full-time jobs. Okay. many of us are nurses, other of us, like, are moms, or wives, or whatever your full-time job is, like, be present when you're doing it. Like, when I go to work, you guys, like, I put my phone away. I work in little pockets throughout the day, okay? So the thing that we need to make sure, and the thing that is so awesome about coaching, is that it makes us have to, we are working on being better versions of ourselves, okay? And part of doing that is learning to be present in our roles. So being present, even though, like, whether you love your job, you hate your job, you want to quit your job tomorrow, learning to be present where we are and to, find the positive in that and just make the best of it is what's going to make us better people in the long run, okay? So, in your work, in your job, and your coworkers, your family, your husband, your, boyfriend, whatever, deserve the best of you when you're with them, okay? And like I said, we're fortunate to have this side hustle where, like, it is our job to work on ourselves. It's our job to pour into our cup and to fill in our cup so that way we're able to serve from the overflow. Whereas before, I was constantly serving from, an empty cup, but now it's like I have more to give because I'm putting more into myself. Like, I am making myself a priority, therefore that when I go and, I am with my, I'm able to become a better version of myself and put that person out to others, okay? So this is our side gig, it's our side gig. So like I said, it doesn't matter. Like, I struggle with this, you guys, and I won't pretend like I don't, but, like, I have to constantly remind myself that this is my present right now. It's not my forever, okay? So when you're working out, be present, all right? I try to put your phone either on silent or just, like, do not respond to any messages or anything like that. I know I record my workout to share my stories, but, like, I record that and then I chop it up later. Like, I try my very best to just be present when I'm working out. When you're on a date night, be present there. Like, this is not supposed to control your life. My goal is to help you become more intentional with your time. A lot of the times people get this misconception that, like, this is going to eat up your whole time, or I don't have time and blah, 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 when that's really not the case. Because the point is that over this last year, I have become more intentional with my time. So you have to learn to stay fully present whenever you're doing so that you can work to your fullest capacity whenever you're working your business, whenever that happens to be. There will be times when you don't feel present at all, and I will totally admit that. There's times when, like, I'm, trying to hit a goal or I'm working really hard. I've been talking to a lot of people, and this is something that I'm trying to tell you guys what things that I have struggled with, and give you the tips that have helped me overcome it. But, like, there have been times when, like, I'll be talking to Nate and I'm totally not present in the conversation because my mind is elsewhere. And so, like, and he senses that, and it's not good. All right. That's not good. So, and I have to, like, be like, oh, I'm sorry. Can you say that again? And, so a lot of us, our why is because we want to become a better version of ourselves, to give a better version of ourselves to others. And that means, like, we have to learn to be more present. So this is just something you have to work at, you guys. Like, it's not going to get, perfect overnight, and I'm still not perfect at it, but it's something that if you can become more aware of it, you can become better at it. And you got to be able to call yourself out, and you got to be able to recognize that maybe you're not doing as good of a job as you should be or could be, and learning how to sort of, look at it again and see, like, where you can refocus and where you can get more intentional. And like I said, that's something Nate and I have had to definitely work on over this last year because, and like, like tonight, he knows Sunday night at 8 o'clock I have a call. And he knows that we can, resume. We're watching Yellowstone right now. I don't know if anyone's heard of that. We, like, our time is at night, but Sunday night, 8 o'clock, I have a call. And that is something that he, has to be okay with, because he knows that this is like a business. He knows that this is like my why is bigger than me. It includes us. It includes me being able to, come home and work this full time someday. But right now I'm having to split myself and wear many hats. And that's fine. That's right now. It's not my forever. Okay. So number 2 is to be proactive. Get stuff done for the week ahead when you have the time. So I was just, telling Shannon, like, Saturday morning, I love Saturday mornings, because Saturday mornings I wake up at my usual time and I do my miracle morning, I do my personal development, and I take my time doing that, and I really like read more, and I listen to like whatever podcast or whatever I want to listen to, and I get shit done. Okay. So I plan out my posts for my challenge groups the week coming up. Right now I'm running 2. I'm running the first wave of the 4, and I'm running, this second wave. So I plan those out. I schedule them. I get that done. Okay. I make my graphics for the week. Whatever I need to make for the week. I look at my schedule, and I look at like people I want to talk to, need to follow up with. I do follow-ups with my whatever invites I've done that week. So I make the most of my Saturday mornings. Like, we have breakfast. I work for a solid, probably 2-hour block, because I can. Because during the week, I cannot do that. So on Saturdays, like, I love that time and I savor that time, because I know it's when I can get a lot of stuff done. So you have to find those times for yourself, when you can do that. Same thing with Sunday afternoon. Sunday afternoon, I prep for call. I've been working on getting things ready to go out to challengers and things like that. Like, I look at my calendar for the week. I look at, I go through my planner. I plan ahead my posts for the week. Like, so Monday, for example, Monday, I know I want to do a health and fitness post. I know we are having our sneak peek this week, so I'm going to do like a coaching post probably on Tuesday. I want to do a lifestyle post on Wednesday, a product post on Thursday, and probably talk about something having to do with payday and like how coaching has benefited me. So I kind of write those little notes in my planner to remind myself when the day comes what I need to make sure I'm posting about. So at least I know that my post is focused. I know that I'm being intentional, and that when the day comes, I'm not just like, oh, what should I post today? You know what I mean? And then I also do brain dumps. So I brain dump like every day. In the morning, like, I brain dump, and I write down all the things that I know I need to do, whether it has to do with coaching, life, work, whatever. And then I sort that out, and I pick 3 things that I have to get done that day. And when I say 3 things, like, I do that for like everything. So for 3 things for coaching. So then those are my things that I'm focused on for that day. And I focus on getting those done during my designated business hours. And I'm going to talk about that in a second. But like, that way you're not going into the day, like, again, without any focus. And you're not going into the day, confused about what you need to get done. And if you don't get all those things done, then that's okay. That's life. So you just push whatever that didn't get done onto your next day's task and what to-do list, and that's okay. But that's the way you can be way more intentional, like, with your time. Number 3 is business hours. So business hours, you guys, I did not do this right away, and I so wish I did. I did not really know about it. Like I said, I have had to do this work in pockets, and so I was kind of doing that. But I feel like I'm the kind of person that could, like, technically, like, if you gave me all day Saturday to, like, work my business, unless I have like a focused to-do list, I could just be like working all day, and then I might have gotten like 2 things done. So I need to like have set times in which to work my business. So for me, my morning is number one, my first pocket of the day. Like without a doubt, like I have to utilize my mornings because I'm married. If you have a roommate, if you have a spouse, if you have anything like that, um, you have to agree on business hours. And for me, the morning time is like my private time and quiet time to myself. I don't get that time any other time of the day. So I utilize that to get my personal development done. And that's the time that I also get out my invites. So I do my personal development. I eat my superfoods. I meditate, and all this stuff takes like 5 minutes each, you guys. And then I do my invites. So I get that done because that is a business building actionable thing that's going to drive my business forward. So I get that done before my day begins, because the rest of my day, it's like workout, go to work, and then I'm a nurse for the rest of the day, So and like I said, lesson learned in the beginning, I did not designate myself like time. I did not communicate with Nate like, listen, in the morning, I'm focused on work. Like that is my time. Like I can't chit chat about the day and all these things. Like I've got to be focused during that time, because if I don't, then the day gets away from me. Same thing. I utilize my breaks, like bathroom breaks at work. Sometimes we have really long lengths in between patients, like in the morning sometimes, especially. So I utilize that time. Like I'll check in with my challengers on the laptop, like, or on the computer, because I can get to my challenge tracker from our computer, or whether it's on my phone. Like I'll go in the break room sometimes and like do, check in really quick, or make sure I logged my workout that day. I utilize these little pockets. Same thing with my lunch break. Like I eat my lunch and then I spend, 5 to 10 minutes. I'll respond to messages if I've got any messages in response to my reach outs that morning. And like I said, yes. So, and like for you, like you have to look at your own schedule. So the first thing I do when I'm scheduling out my week is obviously I write in my work schedule. And then, so like for me, I work all over the place, early morning to mid morning to like later in the evening. So some days, like if I'm not working till later in the morning, then I utilize that day and utilize that time to work more. I get more of my stuff done before I ever leave for work, and that way I'm like not having to work so much in the little pockets of the day, especially if I'm working like an evening shift. So be intentional, you guys. You like do the things that are going to drive your business forward. So always think back to the 4 vital behaviors, like your workout need to get done, your PD, your reach outs. Those are all like your top things that you need to be thinking about. You save like the fun stuff. Like I said, like on Saturday, I do my challenge groups, I do my graphics, like I do all that scheduling stuff, all that like task type like stuff on the weekends. During the week, it is focused time, stuff that is going to drive my business forward. So if you can't, like I said, if you can't work a solid 1 hour block, or a 2 hour block, if you really like are trying to like build a freaking business as fast as possible, I do 1 to 2 hours broken up throughout the day. If I can, I try and get like that full hour of like between personal development and motivation or meditation, and then I invite. So I go for 50 to 60 invites a day. So that is because I'm trying to build a business and I'm trying to leave my job as fast as possible. So that is how many invites that I am sending. But if you don't have that amount of time, shoot for 10 invites. If you got 15 minutes, shoot for 10 to 20 invites. Like do that. And just know that you can break up this 1 to 2 hour period throughout the day. however that looks like for you. And I have been, by doing that, by working that way, like I've been able to build, and grow my business, like throughout this last year. I can't even talk right now. Okay, so number 4 is focus on yourself first. So focus on yourself and everything else will fall into place, okay? I've said this before, I'll keep saying it. Like, if you focus on your journey, if you focus on your workouts, like no matter what, like if you focus on you, you're going to drive your business forward naturally, because you're going to be a product of the product. You're showing up, you're showing people that it's possible, you're showing people that like they can do this too. And even the moments that you feel like nothing's going your way, you need to reflect back on your why. Like, why are you, like, reflect on like your own journey. Are you doing everything you can to put yourself first? Like, how's your meal, like how's your nutrition going? How have your workouts been going? Have you been getting enough rest? Like, have you been doing your PD or doing any self-care? Like, a lot of the times when I feel like so overwhelmed, like I'm getting nowhere, or like I've gotten a lot of no's, or I feel like no one's signing up, or like I'm just not reaching my goals as fast as I want to. When I reflect on that, it's like usually I'm not like getting in enough personal development, or I'm not getting in enough like downtime or unplugged time, and I'm like not focused enough on myself. And when I do that, it's like everything becomes easier. I'm way more positive, and like I'm able to get back on the horse. Okay, so the first and most important thing in this business is that we have to focus on ourselves. Like, that is our job. So workouts and nutrition before everything. Like, if I don't get anything done in a day, like even if I only get like, if I have to wait and do like invites like on my lunch break, like some mornings, like when I was working 6 a.m. shifts and I was doing 80-day obsession, like those workouts are like much longer. I wouldn't get out invites like in the morning. I would have to do it like in my little pockets. So the first and foremost thing though was that I got my workout done. My workout is like everything. My workout is like me taking that time for me. It's like therapy before I go to work, because work stresses me the fuck out sometimes. And if I don't take care of myself, then I am not going to be the best I can be, like at work. Okay, bye, Shannon. At work, or like as a coach. Like, I'm not being proof of the product. I'm not being a leader. I'm not doing anything. I'm not going to be short, and I don't feel my best when I don't take that time for myself. So it all ties together, you guys. So workouts first, invites later. If you don't get to your workouts one day, you double up the next day. Like, it's the same thing. Like, like you have to just like always come back and focus on you, and know that as long as you're doing that, like I said, if you're showing up and getting your workout in and you're showing people that you're doing that, you're driving your business forward. People are watching you. People are wanting, like, they're watching you to see that you're not going to quit and give up on yourself. So prove to them that you won't. Okay. So they're going to start to trust you, because they see you showing up, and that you're going to help them realize that they can do this too. So above all else, get your workout in, control what you can control, and do something for you every day. So what else? Yeah, so like I said, you're not failing. Like, so many times, like, we feel like we're failing because we're not signing people up, and like we, but like that is not all that. What? I can't talk. Just because you're not signing up does not mean like you're not signing people up right then, does not mean like you aren't making an impact. Like, that does not determine your worth as a coach. Like, just because we aren't rank advancing as fast, and I deal with this a lot, you guys, like, and I've struggled with this, and like I feel like I'm finally like kind of getting to the point where I can like have this mindset about it. But just know that this is not like a straight up type of thing. Like, you're going to have valleys, and you're going to have like highs and lows and valleys. And sometimes when you're in a valley, it really sucks, because you're going to feel like you're not having like all this momentum. But I promise you, every day that you show up is another pebble in your pile that is building the mountain that is going to lead you to your freedom. Okay. And plus, like, you have to stop and realize, like, just like I said, like, your first and foremost job here was to get happier and healthier for yourself. So, all right, maybe you haven't reached Success Club yet, or something, like, you haven't helped sign anybody up yet this month, but you are using 15-pound weights now, and you're only using 5s before, or when you first started, and like, you've lost inches and you feel the best you've ever felt. Like, that is an amazing accomplishment. Like, oh, that sucks. I guess coaching isn't really working out for you. No, like, like, coaching has made me better without me even realizing it. Like, it has made me so much stronger and so much more confident. And sometimes I forget that I get so focused on like the fact of like my goals that I forget like how much it's already impacted me and how lucky I am that it has. Okay, so focus on the positives. So number 4 is power pockets. So we've already kind of touched on this, but like, lots of us do lots of things. We all wear many hats. Like, I know some of us, are work full time, but then we're also in school. Or some of us are also moms, and have kids, or we have lots of like side things that we do, or like outside of work type of responsibilities. So power pockets are literally life for me, and I feel like are probably like what many of us would have to do. Okay. So urgency creates focus, you guys. So like I said, setting like a timer on yourself, making your to-do list, making sure that you have focused, like you're focused whenever you have those 15 minutes to work. Okay. So you got 15 minutes like in between classes. Okay, well, send your invites. Okay, you got 15 minutes in between like patients. Check in with your challengers, or if maybe you got 5 minutes on the toilet, like, do some follow-ups. Like, just work it when you can work it, and just know that when you have that time, like, you're tuned in and you're focused. So ask yourself, like, are you wasting time or are you utilizing it? Because I think a lot of us, like for me, I don't watch like nearly as much TV as I used to. We watch TV together at night, like an episode of a show right before bed, and like that's it. Before, I used to freaking binge watch shows like nobody's business. Like, before I went to work in the morning, that was what I was doing. I was watching Netflix, and when I came home, I would watch like 3 to 4 episodes, or I'd be scrolling Instagram or Facebook. Just complete time suckers, you guys. So if you want to be the CEO, and if you want to build like a legitimate business that is going to pay you like a business, then you need to make some sacrifices. So you have to live like no one else would, so you can have the life no one else can. All right, you have to live like no one else would, so you can have life that no one else can. All right, this does not mean like, this is where I'm telling you, like, this is not like something that's gonna be a cakewalk. Like, you're building a business. So whatever that freedom is to you, whether you are someone that wants to, completely replace your full-time income or more, like, if you want to like really, or if you just want to like get your Shakeology paid for, whatever that freedom looks like for you, just know you're going to have to make some sacrifices to reach that, sacrificing a little bit in order to create that life you crave. So those are my tips. But now I just kind of want to give you like a little tough love. So just know that this comes from, like, I'm telling you all this because I want you to be successful. And I really just love you all and want you to be like the best that you can be. And so I don't want to bullshit you. So I just want to read this to you because I had to write it down because so I could get it all out. So everyone is busy. You are not special in that regard. That is not your superpower. If you want it, you will make it happen. If not, change your language. Start saying instead of I'm too busy, it's just not a priority right now, and see how that makes you feel. But remember, if you want your business to move forward, you can't get off the escalator. So that's almost like an affirmation I would tell myself all the time. You know, like, stop saying like you're too busy, because there's always going to be someone busier than you that's making their dreams come true. There's always going to be someone busier than you getting their workout in, and there's always going to be someone busier than you, you know, working that side hustle so they can create a freedom for their family in the future. Which really just kind of like, every time I feel really overwhelmed, you know, I think about like, what if I stopped? Like, could I stop? And the thing that always stops me is the fact that like, I know I can't, because I know, like, I've realized that like, one, I don't want to stop, because I just can't imagine going back to where I started. Like, I know that this is going to be hard, and every time I feel myself in a season or I feel myself stretching, I know that's me growing. You know, I take that as a positive sign that I am reaching like a new height that I haven't reached before, and I need to keep going. So stop saying you're too busy and start saying it's not a priority. Because I promise that when you say it's not a priority, it's going to hurt like hell. Especially if it's something you care about. So if it's your workouts, try saying I'm not a priority. Like, my health is not a priority. Like, that's not okay. That like that, when people say that they don't have time to work out, they're pretty much saying that their health is not a priority. If you're saying you're too busy to work your business, whatever your why is, you know, being able to, like, for me, being able to be at home with my kids someday, like, that's not a priority. Being able to give my kids a better future or a better family, like a family life, you know, better life than I had growing up, like, that's not a priority. That just does not sit okay with me. So a busy lifestyle is not an excuse to not take care of your health. It's not an excuse to not go after, you know, those things that are most precious and dear to you. That's in, like, you know, that's honestly what we all should stand for, that a busy lifestyle is not an excuse for you not to take care of yourself, because these workouts are made for a busy lifestyle. You know, if you look, like, I don't know who did this math, but 30 minutes is literally 2% of your day. And most of these workouts in these programs are 30 minutes long, you guys. So stop saying you're too busy, okay? Because it's just not an excuse. You can make time, and I am super passionate about that because I've done it. You know, it's not easy, but I've done it. And the fact that you just have to remind yourself of your why daily. Like, write it on a sticky note where you're always going to see it. Like, I have a sticky note right here. Or, you know, write it on your mirror, or, you know, like, I don't know, write it on a sticky note and put it in your car or something like that. Like, have it somewhere where you're going to see it, and you're going to remind yourself all the time of why you're doing this. You know, because we get to help people, you guys. That's like we get to do that. That's amazing. But your why, but like, why are you doing it on this platform? Like, why did you say yes to becoming a coach? Why do you want to build this business? Like, you know, so my why definitely started out the fact that I wanted more. I just wanted more. I wanted more out of myself. I wanted more for my health. I wanted more happiness in my life. And then that why has grown to the fact that I want to be able to work from home full time. I want to be able to travel more. I want to be able to give my kids like a future that I didn't have. Like, I want to be present. I don't want to have to send my kids to daycare. Like, I don't want my husband to have to work these insane hours and have all this financial burden. Like, my why has become so big that it doesn't matter. Like, that gets me up every day. Like, that's what drives me through the hard, because I know that I can't quit on my why. Like, I can't quit on that. And so every day you just need to remind yourself of why you started and why you're going to continue to push, even, when you're in the trenches. Because like I said, sometimes you're going to be in the valleys and it's going to be hard. You're going to feel like you're not getting anybody. You're not helping anyone and no one's signing up, but you just have to keep going. All right. If I didn't keep going, you all wouldn't be here. And like that is so mind blowing to me sometimes to think about that. Like, if I didn't say yes, then none of us would be here like right now. If I didn't say yes and then someone else didn't say yes after me and then that person didn't get someone else to say yes and so on and so forth, like we wouldn't be here. And that is just crazy. It's just so crazy. So if you can be here in a year from now, like just freaking imagine the person that you would be. Imagine the impact that you like could have in a year. Imagine who you will become. Like, holy crap, you guys, like that's insane. Like a year now, like in a year, I have paid off credit card debt. I've gotten married and paid for our wedding. I paid off my car. Like I am in the process of paying off my student loans. Like I am like on the verge of being able to like leave my full-time nursing job. Like there's so much that I did not see coming a year ago, but if I didn't keep going, then I wouldn't be here. So I hope you all got some good insight from that. And like I said, I don't tell you all this, to be harsh or to be mean. Like I tell you this because I believe in you and I believe in this and I believe in us as a team. And I know that there's no difference between you and I. And if you want this bad enough, you can totally get it. But it does take work and it takes consistency. But like I said, every day is another pebble in your pile. Every day is another step up that escalator. And you just have to keep going. So I hope you all enjoyed, and I'm so glad and honored that you guys hopped on tonight. So I did record this and I will post it in the team page tomorrow. But I hope you all have a good night and thanks for watching.